there's one thing that I feel that should be discussed is true purpose of life. We all talk about it a lot, we all hear it a lot, but what do you think is the true purpose of life, and how someone who is 20 years old, who's discovering his own true purpose, like what is the way for them to discover their true purpose? And for that, I have a quote too from Viktor Frankl. He used to say, ultimately, man should not ask what the meaning of his life is, but rather must recognize that it is he who is asked. In a word, each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer to life by answering for his own life. To life, he can only respond by being responsible. So, can you please expand on one of his quotes and like how to find the true purpose of life for a youngster who is?
You see, you cannot ask for something called a true purpose while being simultaneously and stubbornly invested in all kinds of blind purposes. Maybe the true purpose of life is just to get rid of all the false purposes. Maybe that's what you are born for. Maybe the moment you were born, you were already handed over a lot of false purposes, plus the potential to accumulate even more false purposes. That's what your condition was the moment you were born. When you are an infant, are you purposeless? Are you purposeless? Ever seen an infant? Is the infant purposeless? No. Even as a very little baby, you still have a purpose or many purposes. I want the right temperature. I want the right humidity. I want my feed very regularly and at the right time. The room should be neither too dark nor too bright. I want a few people around me at the same time. I don't like crowds. And if I spoil my little pants or the diaper, I want somebody to quickly provide me with hygiene services. So you already have purposes and all these purposes relate to the body, don't they? Don't they? Think of these. Do these purposes really change as you grow up? No, they don't. You already have purposes and you have the potential to gather more purposes that are nothing but the old biological purposes amplified in a social way. The kid loves its territory, does it not? Think of a kid, or think of an animal. Think of a pup or a kitten. They love their territory, don't they? If you have, how many of you have pups or kittens or some experience with them? If you have two of them, they know their areas. And if the other one squats on their area, seen how violent they get? Seen? Now, how is that very, very different from the adult zest, the adult desperation to have a house that you can call your own? And when you were growing up, you had your room probably, and your brother had a room, and once you reach a certain age, siblings are put into separate rooms. And did you really enjoy if let's say your brother intruded and messed up with your room? You retaliated, right? You said, fine, now see what I can do. How is that very different from the very biological urge of a human baby or an animal to protect its space, its territory? And then food. See how the baby yells if it does not get food at the right time. And the baby can get really violent. It does not care for the mother's comfort, right? It's 3 a.m., the mother is very tired, and somehow she has managed to fall asleep. And what does the baby do? Does the baby display compassion? Does the baby say, I'll hold my hunger till 6 a.m. at least? Let mama relax? Does the baby say that? What does it do? Baby says, my hunger is more important than her comfort. It does not matter whether she is mother or father or whosoever she is. If I am hungry, I am hungry. And that hunger relates to body identification. I want food at any cost. Even if it does something terrible to the mother, I must have food. Right? Is that not what grown-ups also keep doing their entire life? It's just that the diversity in food increases. The kid simply wants milk. Adults say we want all kinds of dishes when it comes to the stomach, and we also want mental food. All kinds of things that fill up not only the stomach but also the mind. And just as the kid says, I must have the food irrespective of what it does to the other, even if it includes violence, I will have what I want. Similarly, adults keep saying, if I want something that fills me up, either psychologically or physically, I'll have it, even if I have to kill the entire humanity. So you have purposes. We are created with inbuilt purposes. There is an a priori purpose even before your birth. Now you see what is the true purpose of life. Get rid of all these nonsensical purposes. Just because you are born, you haven't become human. The kid can hardly be called human. You have to become human by discarding all those purposes embedded in your hardware. And the society, when it brings you up, raises you, educates you, does very little to relieve you of those biological purposes. It simply builds on them. In that way, it amplifies those biological purposes. The kid is competitive, is it not? The kid is violent. The kid is selfish. The kid has very little realization. And the society just teaches you how to satisfy your violent and competitive nature. This that you call as success, and everybody wants to be successful, right? This that you call as success, is this not something, if you truly look into it, that is arising right from our biological core? What does being successful mean? It's basically a kind of domination that you have over other, right? Now don't talk about the success of an Einstein or a Gautam Buddha or a Krishna, right? Keep them aside. In general parlance, when you talk of success, what do you mean? I am better than the others. I have power over the others. If you have only as much as everybody else has, would you call yourself successful? Success, you see, therefore, is necessarily violent, because you consider yourself successful only when you are ahead of 40 others. So 40 others have to be put behind, left behind, defeated, subjugated, dominated, for you to be successful. And that kind of a thing is already present in the kid when it is born. Competitiveness is biological. Compassion has to be taught. Attraction and attachment are biological. Love has to be taught. Are you seeing something about the purpose of life now? What's the purpose of life? Learn to love. Grow human. Undo your conditioning. You are born encaged. Fight hard to break free. That's the purpose of life. Otherwise, it's a very strange thing. Like a prisoner in his cell. Fully encaged. And he is deeply in thought. What is the purpose of life? Can't you see? Don't you see? You are in prison, and that exactly is the purpose of life. What else? But the fellow is saying, this is the world. These four walls are the universe. And I have to figure out where is the purpose of life within these four walls. Sir, remaining where you are, you can have no purpose. You are imprisoned. What purpose do you want? Any purpose that you will have will be within the prison. You like to call that a purpose? Any purpose that a prisoner will have will be within the prison. So the only rightful purpose can be breakout. Breakout. What else? But that's not what your education, your society will ever tell you. That's a secret never to be disclosed. They will never tell you. They will tell you of all the great things. Come on. Within the prison. And they have raised a lot of amusing and entertaining, attractive places within your cell. Within yourself, there are a lot of attractions. All within the cell, mind you. All within the cell. Enough to keep you engaged all your life. So you're born in a prison and then you die in the prison. And you have some meditators within the prison who keep asking, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life? What's the purpose of life? And then there are the handcuffs, the chains, the fetters, and all the jazz. Huh? And what do you call that? Yeah, you call that handcuffs? Do you ever? No? Nice bangles. Now, look at that and think of what it really is. Where does it come from? Does it come from your consciousness? Really? Think of all the stuff that you are wearing on your body, because I can't point at stuff that you are wearing in your mind. I wish I could. It's very intangible. I can't show it to you right now. Even if I see it, I can't show it to you. But think of all the things that you are wearing on your body. Think of where they are coming from. Think of this ring on your finger. You think of that as something you have chosen to wear, right? Please, do you know what that means? Why is it present on you? It's present on you out of somebody else's wish. But that exactly is the definition of a handcuff, which is present on your body not because you want it, but because somebody else wants it. Is that not what is the definition of a handcuff? Please tell me. So if you wear that necklace, or that ring, or that amulet, or whatever it is, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we wear internally, externally. You have to ask, how is that different from chains and all kinds of why? That's the purpose of life. Give it up.
Good evening, sir. My name is Shashwat Godara. So, as you said, like these are all handcuffs. So, but uh, if they are giving me happiness, and the one who has given me those handcuffs, and it is giving them also happiness, so why shouldn't I wear them?
Then why is there this question about the midlife crisis and the crash at the age of 20? Wish they could give you happiness. All that they give you is a bubble. Don't you see that the entire discussion today, from the beginning till this point, has been about crashes, midlife crisis, and depression, and rejection, and whatnot? Wish all this stuff that you are wearing on your wrist or on your mind could give you lasting happiness. It does not. It does not. And it is the ensuing frustration that kills. And that's what you were saying. Most people prefer to live in the proverbial fool's paradise than in the eternal truth. We want to somehow be entertained, even if we know that the entertainment is false. That's what the common life is all about. I fully well know I am being fooled, but I still agree to it. My question is, why must it be so? Why must you invite a lot of suffering just for a little bit of gratification? That's a peculiar feature amongst animals. That's how animals are trapped, maimed, killed. No? You show them a little bit of fodder or bait, and what do? They walk into it. And then what happens to them? What happens to them? You know what you do to them, right? The inability to resist instant gratification is a feature of animals. If you're a human being, you should be able to say, no, I do not want gratification. Gratification, you understand. What is gratification? Just sensory happiness. Pleasure, yes. That's gratification. Animals do that. So you show the rabbit some carrot, and the rabbit won't be able to resist it. It walks up to you, and then you just skin it alive. Otherwise, you won't be wearing all the rabbit jackets, angora, and all those things. Why must we behave like unconscious animals? And if you behave like animals, you will meet the fate of animals. Don't you see how easy it has been to trap animals? Why do you want to be trapped like animals? Somebody will show you some happiness, and you start following him. Is that not how all of us are trapped? No? Nobody traps us by telling us the truth. We are trapped by those who sell us, please, happiness. So be very cautious when someone gives you happiness or sells you happiness or promises you happiness. Be very cautious. You are being trapped. Happiness is the ultimate trap. You will be made happy for a while, and then after that, no relief, no respite. Once this thing gets on your wrist, you know how difficult it is to get it off. Once that thing gets on your finger, you very well know how difficult it is to... You are young people, I hope you understand. So before you put these things on, and it's a moment of great happiness, intoxicating happiness, when you are compelled to put that thing here or here or here or here, avoid. avoid. It's easy to get into the trap, almost impossible to get out of it. Remember the mouse. Think of the mouse trap. The knowers have said that the wise men look at the world, first of all, as a mouse trap or a minefield. Anytime there can be an explosion. Anything that appears tempting and tasty can simply trap you.